Looting rules in groups. First and foremost, I want to point out that there is no baked-in loot rule system to the game. Unlike WoW or FF14, where there are various loot rules like Round Robin and Master Looter, there is none of that in MNM. Instead, we need to behave like civilized adults. Resist the inner loot goblin within you. Don't ninja things from others. Doing so is an extremely quick way to earn a bad reputation on the server. I've already explained what bad reputation leads to, but it bears repeating. You're going to be alienated, find it more difficult to find groups, and harder to progress through the game in any fashion. The quickest way to wind up in that situation is probably by being a loot whore. Every single person in the group has access to loot every single corpse your group kills, and after 5 minutes of a corpse laying on the ground, everyone gains access to that corpse. Effectively, this means you have 5 minutes to work out who is looting what, whether that's via rolling or targeted distribution, etc. Money is automatically distributed by the system though, so no worrying about that. Now, in general, with the exception of magic items dropped by named mobs and the like, normal monster drops are typically just looted in turns, but not necessarily in order. Oftentimes what I do is I'll see a pile of corpses on the ground, maybe 5 to 8 of them, and I'll stop what I'm doing to loot a few or all of them. Then I won't loot for several more minutes, usually 5 to 10 minutes or so. Effectively, this means everyone gets a chance to loot whenever they feel like it. Sometimes, though, you'll run into an infamous loot whore. The first step is to remain civil. Try to talk things out. If negotiations fall through, then perhaps the group needs one less ninja in it. If you are going around being a greedy little goblin who snatches all of the shinies off of corpses, you're going to find yourself alone very fast. For clarification, I do not mean any discrimination against players playing the goblin race. I mean that in general terms. In general, if someone's looting too much, just explain to them or ask them to stop. It took me a while to stop my habit of looting everything in front of me that is so ingrained in me from my 10 years of World of Warcraft. Others may be similar, so just be civil whenever possible. Most of the time, that doesn't happen with special drops, and what'll usually wind up happening is someone will open the loot window, link everything on it, and people will /roll for the items one by one that they want. Then the person can loot the item. Or perhaps you've already worked things out ahead of time, and when the item in question drops, it's already earmarked for someone. Either way works. As long as you communicate with the group, and don't just snatch every single item that drops, unless I was communicating beforehand, then you'll be fine. Even if someone is snagging all the loot, they might be willing to distribute it. I've seen all types of looting behavior in-game. My guildmaster, for example, is one to snatch all the loot, then attempt to evenly distribute it during downtime, while waiting on respawns, or before we break camp. At first I was annoyed, but once he explained his intent, I let it happen and it worked out just fine.